Hello there. This is my first time doing any kind of video like this, but I made some kind of post on my Instagram asking a bunch of people who follow me, should I do a physical showcase of my physical media that I have collected? And this is essentially going to be that. I'm probably going to have it split into two parts, knowing how much stuff I have. Two parts, if not more. And this one is going to be just cassettes, so just all my tapes that I have on hand right now. And as you can probably see, there is a lot of them. I haven't counted, but I do know for a fact that I have very, very many. So I'll probably go in order of how I received them and how I got them, and then after I do all my tapes, there'll probably be a part 2 of just the CDs, and it'll be a similar thing. So yeah, let's get right into that. Alright, so we're starting us off with a mixed bag. This small stack right here is just artists who are local or who have toured here in my city. So, Debatably Stable, Fake Ideas for Unhappy People, really, really awesome local band. Highly recommend if you're looking for some experimental, like emo, screamo, like power, emo violence kind of deal. Really cool cassette. I've listened to this maybe like, I can't even count, like maybe 20 times by now. It's a really awesome album tape. Also one of my favorite local bands. Next to Comfort Object. I ordered this from them on Bandcamp like a year ago, I'd say, their demo. Shout out to Molly, really cool, the vocalist, she's so awesome. When I ordered this from them on Bandcamp, they actually sent me a CD copy of their album, which is like really cool. I think the inside of the J card is like the cover art for their demo, which is also really cool. They've got this awesome like double printing on the tape, like double-sided pink and yellow, or not pink and yellow, pink and blue, my bad, I guess I'm colorblind now. Awesome, like, cover with all these pills on it, really cool band, highly recommend for anybody who's into, into emo, you know, usual stuff that I have, like, most of what I have in my collection is kind of like that. Another one, Jerry Biggs' World Famous Band. These guys are incredibly popular here, among some of the college kids and stuff. This is like their first edition run of their tapes that they have. I got this signed by almost all the band members. I didn't get the drummer to sign it, but they've got this really cool glitter tape. I think I have a rip of this on my channel somewhere, but it comes with these cool little like lyric cards in here. Well, that one isn't a lyric card, but like these right here, which just have the full lyrics to the songs and stuff on them. Really, really awesome. Just trying to organize these back to how they should be. And that is about it for local artists I have on tape as of right now. Just those guys right there, if my camera will focus. But as far as touring bands who have been here, by far one of the most famous, noise artist Ryosuke Kiyasu, I believe. You might know him as the guy who like has the snare drum and he like slams himself against it and stuff. Really awesome. This one right here, just a regular clear tape with some printing on it, with his name on it and the album name. J card is just some people, you know. Interesting, awesome noise, like experimental ambient stuff, I'd say. I'm gonna save my favorite of these tour bands for last. So Over It. If my camera will focus, I should probably bring this a bit closer. Awesome tape. If my camera will focus on that. Either way, awesome, like nice, transparent, dark blue tape. Really big fan of the color on this one. They were really cool. They came here like maybe about like 2-ish weeks ago, and I liked their music a lot. Very very from the heart, kind of like indie, like pop rock, power pop sort of stuff. Really cool seeing them. I think I have their set up live on my channel, I'm not sure. And last but not least, this new album from the band Sourtooth that came all the way from Tennessee to play here. Bruxism, I believe is how you pronounce it. Really love the brown paper bag aesthetic on tapes and stuff, so this is just like, I like had to get this. It was either a CD or this, and I was like, you know what, tape's cool. So, yeah. It's nothing really special, just like this brown sticker cover on the actual like black tape. Kind of complements the brown paper bag aesthetic pretty well. J-Card is like all the band members. They were really cool people. I got to talk to them for a little bit before they played and a bit after. They let me take some good group photos and stuff. Really cool people. And that right there just about does it for the regular local tapes that I have. Alright, this next little category right here has a few more tapes in it than the previous one. This is all stuff that I've just gotten tape-wise from Des, who runs a label, and she also does a project called Female Antagonist. First and foremost, I have this big, like, kind of cover of it that holds a tape that I haven't played yet. I'm still getting towards this. But if all of their other work is anything to go off of from all this pile over here, it is all noise and industrial. Like female empowerment, that kind of stuff. Wall of noise. This really cool, let me see if I can actually lift my camera up so you guys can see that better. Let's try to, there we go. Really cool presentation for a tape that I've never seen done before. Also, from the actual like regular tape pile over here, we have this kind of like electronic noise dance album, I'd say, project, featuring Blade Babe and The Sex Knife. This came out really recently. I actually got this earlier from Des, because I was like, I really like your stuff. I was a big fan. Can I just like get a whole bunch of your stuff like at random? And she sent this over as like a little surprise among all these other albums and projects. It's a whole bunch of like stuff. I can't really take the J card out, it's a bit stuck. But really cool. Unlike the other projects you see here, these all have like, these are all like basically noise, and this actually has lyrics and spoken vocals in it, which is really cool. I'm just going to take all three of these over because they're all very similar. These are all Des's Female Antagonist projects. Two of these are, well, they're all splits. This one was with two other people. This is Pimp Killer. All the tapes are just this clear design. Sometimes they'll have like A and B drawn on them in paint. They're all these like really cool pink printed J cards that have the track names in them, and have the things. So this is Des, as well as two of her friends. So Harvey Oswald, which I think is a really brilliant name, and Abhorrent Aberdeen. Really love these like kind of noise stuff, especially Des's parts of these splits that are down here, because she does this thing where she kind of just like plays with the pitch a lot. Like on that one in particular, I just put away, there's like a weird kind of like Morse code kind of section of it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This right here is Doomed Life and Female Antagonist. Again, same as before, just regular J card with the track names. Yeah, really cool. And I guess I can show the other one just because why not. This is the project I initially heard about that got me into Dez's work. It has a really long title. I'm not gonna read all of that out. You guys can read it right there and pause. But yeah, again, much of the same. This J card's a bit stuck in there, so I'm not gonna try and take it out and fear of ripping it. But it's you know, the usual. This is a split with Novari. I believe I'm saying that right. Really, really cool stuff. And now we're moving on to this other, like, also experimental stuff over here. This is a Full Spring and Ghost Lung. Really cool cover art there. And the tape is also, like, beautiful. I love this, like, shiny, transparent blue. And I just love that design. And it's all, like, nature noises. Really, really, really awesome. This is like Dez's little label right here. If you guys are like interested in checking her out, which I highly recommend, she's really cool. But this right here is like mostly, I think it's nature sounds and whatnot. There's like 3 tracks on it. It's really cool. This next one is Mother Mary, Body and Blood. This one's just like a clear tape. It's nothing like super special. There we go. It's just stickers with like some biblical imagery on them. Inserts like kind of similar. This right here is like a lot more chaotic. It has like vocal samples and like a bunch of religious iconography and lyricism to it. Really interesting listen either way. I'm a huge fan of like the kind of aesthetic it has going on. And this right here is Dungeon Synth. The only Dungeon Synth tape that I have, which is really interesting. I sat through this and I had no idea what to think at first, but I actually really enjoyed it. It's like really chiptune-y, you know, like interesting, you know, fantasy dungeon stuff by Dez. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I also do have one other thing by Dez. Let me see if I can grab that really quickly. Alright. This is unique. I'm just including it as like a last minute thing with this because I have no other way to, no other like category for it. It wouldn't fit in the CDs section. As you can see, it says play loud at 45 RPM, be free. And this, I opened it up and I had it kind of like rubber banded together to keep it closed because it kept flipping open like that. It's a folded envelope and it's this beautiful, awesome, clear, like lathed piece of plastic that is just noise. Much like all the other stuff over there, this right here is just noise. It's really interesting. I think it's recommended that you play all of these as loud as possible for full effect. But yeah, I had no idea where else to include that, so I just thought I'd throw that in last moment while recording this, since all my like stuff is off to the side of me. But yeah, that's just a quick overview of all of the stuff that Dez from Female Antagonist has sent me. And next up, I think I'm going to do the Count Your Lucky Stars record stuff that I have set up over here as well. So we get to that. Alright, now this next one, you can kind of see it in the foreground here, but it is very tall. This is one of the 2 large stacks that I have sitting here off to the side. This is all stuff over here from Count Your Lucky Stars Records. They had a little deal on their Bandcamp where you could buy a bunch of mystery tapes from them. So a lot of this is a result of that. I'm a huge fan of like the indie kind of like indie rock kind of emo stuff that they have. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Why not? starting with Kitty Hawk. This is Mikey's favorite songs. I have another album by them on CD, which will probably be in the next video. But they're really cool, female vocals. This tape, along with like a lot of other ones, is like a gold side A, side B, you know, like what's the name of the band and the album on the front. But it's a really cool EP. It's only a few songs long. Actually, that's not a few songs, that's actually a lot. I'm misremembering. But, yeah. J-Card also just has a bunch of, like, where everything exactly is from. A lot of this is from their EP and, like, a bunch of splits that they did. Count Your Lucky Stars has a whole bunch of, four-way and, like, multi-band, like, splits and releases that are really interesting. Including, I'll just skip one to go to this one. This is a really cute one. I really like the presentation that they went with for this. It's a little old iPhone, and it's called Jeff. Its name is Jeff, and it's a four-band, one-track each split. And the inside is designed like MySpace. It has the little photos for all the bands in the bottom corner. And it features Mount Oriander, which is Keith from Empire's project. Topiary Creatures. Their song on this is beautiful. Like, one of the best on this. Super Destroyer with the song Knife Fight. And Hey I Love You with Sunsets. Really cool. I especially love the Topiary Creatures song track on this. Really awesome four-way split. I think it's one of the few that I have on tape, actually, which is really cool. Next one, Mount Oriander. This is not the way I wanted you to find out. Really cute cover on there. Just a few songs, 5 of them. And this is Keith's side project, or his like current like main project. Mount Oriander. Really awesome. Like, if you like Empire, you'll probably like these guys. It's pretty similar works. J-Card has All the Thanks and Who They Are. Has Keith holding their dog on the front of it. But yeah, really cool, kind of like indie rock, emo, like fourth wave, kind of like emo revival stuff on there. The stuff from here on now gets a little bit weird, like a mix of genres. This is Colleen Dowell. I think it's Inside Voices is the name of it. Cool transparent green tape right there. You can see like the little like guides for the actual tape right there. Really awesome. This is like Colleen does really cool, like indie. I'm gonna probably describe a lot of this as like indie, like rock. This is like more poppy stuff. There is another version of this out there that has more tracks on it, but I unfortunately do not own that version. Although this is like pretty good. Really good music on this one. And I highly recommend it. If you like softer indie stuff, like a lot of pop artists are doing now, you'd probably really like this. I thoroughly enjoy it. Next one up is Long Knives, The Subject. This band, they're really awesome. They're another emo revival band, kind of in the vein of like Mount Oriander and Empire. They have a song on a split called Thaw, which is like such a good song. This right here, I believe this was the last thing they did before they broke up, unfortunately. And it's a shame because like I got this tape and I'm like, oh, I wonder who these guys are. I've like heard Thaw from that split, and yeah, they broke up. Golden Lady and Normal off of this are really good. This entire like all the stuff that Long Knives has done is really good. It's really just a shame that they broke up. They have thing out on Count Your Lucky Stars Records, which puts out all of their stuff that they were signed to, that actually has like a bundle of all of their full discography. So like it comes with this on tape and like a bunch of vinyl, which includes, I'm pretty sure, the split that they're on, which is pretty cool. Really nice of them to do that. Next up is Mutter by Singing Lungs, I believe. This one's pretty basic. It's just a blue tape with the side A, side B, like the cover design zoomed in. Not too much to say about this one. It's I'll take out the J card just to show you guys, but it's a lot more. It's like kind of grungy, more like dour, kind of I guess I don't want to call it grunge because I'm not sure that's exactly what you'd call it, but it's very akin to like kind of that darker sound that grunge has. So I didn't want to categorize it as like indie rock, but yeah, very interesting. I should also preface by saying that a lot of these tapes, other than like the Kitty Hawk and the Jeff split that I got from like the bundle that I ordered from them, including On Guard. This is another one of those tapes that's in this like golden housing. You can see that it's like kind of halfway done because I was re-listening to this and I had stuff to do. This is really good. The song Not Penny's Boat on the end of side A was like really good. I think it's probably like the highlight of this whole album. But yeah, this is a pretty good one. Probably like one of my favorites, other than like the Long Knives and the Mount Oriander like album that I'd like rate highly out of these. Another gold tape, pretty simple, side A, side B, kind of like the Kitty Hawk one. This is like yet again just like more kind of like indie rock. I'm probably gonna say that for like the rest of these, including Tiny Blue Ghosts. Pretty pink. Pink tape. And then I'm pretty sure this right here is gonna, Jet Wasted. It's gonna be another, oh, it's not another gold tape. It's a clear tape this time. Jet Wasted Raspberry. Not bad. This is one of the few out of the stack that I have not listened to yet, unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to it. Given that I really like a lot of the stuff that Count Your Lucky Stars has put out, I'm probably going to like it. This is Expert Timing. This is their live album, live in stereo, like in a studio. Pretty self-explanatory. I like how they have like all the instruments and the amps kind of like printed on it like that. This is another one that I've only listened to part way through, but they're pretty alright. They're kind of in the same vein as Kitty Hawk, where they're kind of that indie sound. And this is their proper, one of their proper, like, little EP albums. Transparent tape. Yeah. Overall, really enjoy this stuff. Next up, I'm probably going to do a smaller stack of the Self-Versed Records, tapes that I have. Alright, this next one is a bit smaller, as you can probably see. This is just the stuff from Self-Versed Records that I have on hand right now. So, starting with like one of my personal favorites, this is Train Breaks Down. Their KXLU session. Plain green tape right there, nothing like too special about it. J card is just the band practicing, and you know, track list usual. I just really enjoy the kind of textile like quilt blanket sort of design that they have going on the actual like tape box. Really enjoy it. It has a little dog down there. These guys are really mathy. I'm pretty sure everybody by now knows who Train Breaks Down is. After that, I have Saint Sophie, Death in the Family. This one is really interesting. Nice transparent purple with like the you know, like Death in the Family album name on it. this one was like really touching because it deals with a lot of personal stuff, and it's kind of try to struggle to describe it, but there's a lot of like deep lyricism on this. My favorite song on it is probably I believe it's called "What Time Is It Where You Are." Oh, what time is it over there? Right down there. I don't know if you guys can see it because the album like artwork kind of like goes over it and makes it really hard to read. But this one I like really enjoyed. I was not expecting that from this, but it was incredibly awesome. Next one up is another 4-band split. This one is a Kaleidoscope, I believe, and it features 4 bands. It includes Burial Etiquette. Really, I mean, everybody knows Burial Etiquette, I feel. Kid Chen, Son of Denny, and Fiesta Bizarra, which I believe is mired in a bit of controversy. I didn't know about them before this, but there's a little card that you guys can stop to read right there if you really want to. But apparently the guys, or one of the members of Fiesta Bizarra, was involved in some controversy, and yeah, they didn't realize that until after they released this tape. But otherwise, it's a really awesome tape. I really like the Burial Etiquette and the Kid Chen song on here. Or Kid Chen, you know what I mean. Next up, Versus Self, their whole discography. You got the guy screaming on the front right there. I don't think Versus Self really needs that much of an introduction. They're like pretty well known. They played Coachella, but I really loved the design on this tape right here because it had this nice seafoam blue, transparent, like opaque tape, and the inside is just all tarot cards. I'll try to bring it like around so you guys can see well enough. But it just has all these like tarot cards on it, and I really enjoyed that about this. And I was like, you know what? It's a really cool presentation, so I just felt like I had to grab it. Other than the fact that like Versus Self are like really cool, and Kyle, who runs Self Verse Records, is a pretty chill guy, chill person. The last 2 from them are Puxwahanti. This is these guys are they're instrumental. This is like an untitled album by them, but they're really interesting. I'd seen some kind of an interview with them from somebody, and I told myself like I'll give them a listen, and I did. And I'm not usually like big on instrumental stuff when it comes to emo, which like all of these are basically emo. But I found myself enjoying this their stuff incredibly, like pretty well. Last one was just a pretty simple like track list, just like 4 songs. The cover presentation is pretty nice, and yeah, it's just a blank white tape with their name like kind of like stenciled and painted on there. Not really much to say about this one right here, the Spare Hug, kind of like, it's just, it's average. It's not super unique or interesting in my opinion. It's kind of why I had it at the bottom. I don't really have much to say about it, but, I still have it, so I might as well have, And, yeah, that's all for my Self Verse records. Next up, I'm probably just going to do take a quick break and go through all of my random stuff that I can't categorize quite yet. Okay, so I might have lied. I have 2 categories of unsorted stuff, but this right here is mostly stuff that I could not, like, really, some of it's not opened yet, it's still sealed. And some of it is stuff that, like, I genuinely cannot categorize, like the Solar Pageant, Sasaki Solar Pageant album it's just so strange. I had Oliver Glen Records put this out on their site, and I gave it a review, or not a review, but like I gave it a listen, and they asked me like what my thoughts were on it, because they said it wasn't like selling well, and I didn't really have a clue as to what to tell them, because it's very folky, psychedelic kind of sounding release. I just kind of like how I said with Bear Hug a few moments ago, that I didn't really know how to describe it. It's really just like folky, not fully my kind of thing, but it wasn't bad. It's pretty alright. This one right here, Love Letters. Everybody wants something beautiful. This right here was like some of these over here were from Iodine Recordings. You can see their little like spaceman over here. But this is like a lot of political activism stuff. It's like classic kind of punk by Love Letters. It's nothing too crazy. I wasn't like super. I listened to it, and some of the stuff in it was alright and engaging, but I wasn't like super drawn in or moved by it, unfortunately. It's not terrible, but it's just not my thing, really. It's like, whatever. This right here I do have a bit of a connection to. This is Prisoner, featured Obsolete. This I got directly. Oh, it's a bit scuffed and dirty. But this I got directly from the band when in Washington, D.C. Really cool guys. I thanked them for like playing and whatever, and they were like really chill. This is like industrial kind of like heavy stuff. I think like Nine Inch Nails adjacent, but like a bit heavier. They were really cool. I was happy to see them. Their drummer is also like really cool. But yeah, some noise stuff. These right here, though, this one I opened, I can't remember if I did listen to it or not. I believe I did. This is in the wrong pile. But this is Unsorted. I didn't really know what to think of this. And these are just sealed. I haven't listened to these yet. But these are from Iodine Recordings, the same people who mailed me Love Letters album right there. But yeah, this is part 1 of my uncategorized stuff, and I'm probably gonna show off another like kind of label pile until I move on to the second one really quick. Okay, this one was so tall that I kind of had to break it down into 2 smaller piles right here. I also may or may not have accidentally knocked some tapes over while doing that, so hopefully those are okay. This is all stuff from Gemma Beach Records, Tomb Tree, and Softseed Records, who are all Gemma Beach does distribution for them, so I kind of lumped them all together. But I have them all in this big pile right here, starting with Jota. A lot of these are swirl tapes that CBR loves to do. A lot of this is just like hardcore, emo, punk. Stuff from Tomb Tree is usually like a bit more like on the metal side of things. But I don't really have too much to say about a lot of these. There's this design I really liked though on this tape. And it has a Bandcamp download code in there that I forgot to take out. But yeah, a lot of these I don't really have too much to say. This is another Tomb Tree release. Kind of like this this I do remember listening to. These guys were more like a doom like heavier, like, you know, I don't really have much, I don't have to describe it as much. You kind of get the idea. I just really messed with the kind of sound on this one. I was like, you know what, why not? Or Automaton. This is one that I actually have stuff to say about. These guys are really interesting. Hookworm on this is probably my favorite track. But this stuff was like more experimental. You know, not too crazy, but it was still like heavy, you know, nothing like It's alright. This is Hayworth, I believe. They kind of swirled the case, so it's a bit hard to see, but I'm pretty sure this is Hayworth. Licensed to Bill? Yep, Hayworth, licensed to Bill. Got this and that Loftus tape over here as a blind buy from Sega Beach Records. These guys are alright. They're heavy, nothing too crazy. Again, that's like one of those things I don't really have much to say about, unfortunately, because I don't really have a good recollection of this. Loftus over here, almost knocked that over. This one, I do have a bit more to say. I have a rip of this uploaded onto my channel. Teal, blue, black, kind of swirl on it. No side or side A or side B on it, sadly. But this is their full discography, and they're a old power violence or emo violence band, screamo violence, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, they have this like little green card in there that kind of goes over all the stuff on both sides. And side A, like, it has like a 10 15 minute noise, like ambient intro. And then side B is like all just like emo violence, like power violence kind of stuff. It's really weird. Kind of clashes a lot, but it's okay. That was it's alright. Now this one though, this is my Outside Voice by Satsuma from Tomb Tree. This is like post-hardcore, really awesome. I have a rip of this up on my channel. I love these guys. I think I shot them a message and they were like really thankful. But the opening track on this is a Doggy Dog World. It's a really good album, or EP. I really enjoyed like side A of it a lot, and it's really good like post-hardcore kind of modern hardcore stuff. This right here, you can probably tell by how tiny the text is on that right there that this is a really big album. This is Not Just a Phase Volume 3, released by Sega Beach Records. Ooh, upside down. This like marbled kind of yellowish sun color. This is, I believe it has 20 something bands on it. This is like this was released last year at some point, but it's really awesome. I love a lot of the tracks on this, but I for the life of me cannot remember like which bands are attributed to them, but just a bunch of really cool stuff. I'm a huge sucker for compilation albums, which you'll probably see a lot of in the CD video, part 2 to this. But yeah, this is really cool. I have a few like weird comps from Sega Beach Records. Ashen Hands, right? These guys are really awesome, like post-hardcore kind of emo stuff. That I believe they are from. I can't remember where they're from, but they're awesome. They're kind of a bit well known. Spanish, like kind of post-hardcore emo band that does some really cool stuff. Another release from ZBR Tomb Tree that I unfortunately don't have a lot to say about. Just like, you know, regular pinkish, weird swirl tape that ZBR usually does. Shake Hard is, you know, just like the band members and stuff. It's in this interesting little orange case right here, but sadly, it's kind of busted. I think I might have dropped it at some point, but it likes to come undone in this corner right here, but it's whatever. The tape's still good. I'll still listen to it. I'm gonna save these for last. Another release I don't have yet to listen to. It's in a interesting little white clear case, and it has all the stuff in here. Again, I haven't listened to this yet. It's kind of on my list of like a few albums that I want to listen to, other than the ones that I still have wrapped from Iodine Recordings. But interesting one right there. The rest of these, though, I promise, I have listened to. This Ex Crucis album, nice, like, gray kind of tombstone, kind of design. It has these little, like, printings in the corner. There you go. You can see them right there. But they are, this is another, like, heavier kind of, like, doom band. Interesting little cover right there. That's, like, part of what interested me in it, other than, like, the whole aesthetic of the whole thing. Stromley? I don't know how to pronounce these guys. I think they're, I think they might be French. But, I got this as, like, a blind buy, because Gamma Beach Records does this thing where you can buy, like, a bunch of mystery tapes from them. And this, along with, like, the Loftus, the Hayworth tapes that are all in that pile now, those were all from that. I just, like, kind of wanted to branch out. This is, like, a lot more kind of, like, industrial noise stuff. Think back to, like, Prisoner. I think Lower Automaton, that's back there in that pile, is kind of really akin to this. It's alright. Pretty interesting stuff. Now, these last two, I have a lot to say about. Charge Report, Don't Care Good Music. This is just instrumental math rock kind of stuff. There you go. You get to focus for once. Instrumental, like, math rock kind of stuff that I really enjoyed. I really love the kind of, like, rainbow design they had on this that I managed to snag. Really love the kind of experimental, artsy, instrumental math rock kind of sound. Like, this just, like, scratched that itch for me. I really loved it. Go over there. And last but not least, Heartfelt Entries by Concealer. Oh my goodness. Concealer. I had no idea they had such a following. Okay, knocked my camera over for a second, but we're back. Concealer. I had no idea they had so much of a following until I saw people talking about them so much. Just by them, awesome, like, hardcore band, not metalcore, but, like, they're a hardcore band out of, Florida. Fucking A Bleeding Sky off of this is, like, such an awesome track. This whole, they're awesome. Just, like, give them a listen. They're so cool. If you like stuff like a lot of the modern, like, hardcore kind of, like, metalcore-ish sounds, like a lot of, like, breakdowns and panic chords and stuff, you'll really like Concealer. They're awesome. And, yeah, that does it for my Sagema Beach Records pile. And I think we're going to go back to the random stuff that I cannot sort now. Alright. I'm going to be completely honest here. This pile of stuff right here is, unsorted. Some of it I have listened to, some of it that I don't really know how to categorize. Starting with the stuff that I know better. Reigns of Apathy. This was a special pre-order I got. Ooh, Bandcamp code. Ooh, should I reveal it? Ooh, I don't know. Do you guys deserve a Bandcamp code reveal? I'll keep that for myself for now. Anyways, these guys are, like, awesome. They're an older metalcore band that I'd heard of. If camera wants to focus. There we go. Awesome metalcore band from the Midwest. Kind of, a little bit akin to Concealer, but these guys are from, like, the early 2000s, and this is, like, recently re-released. So, yeah, this was really cool. I was really thankful to get my hands on this. Seclusion. This I have a tape rip of, as well as some of the other stuff in this pile you guys have probably recognized if you, like, watch my channel. Seclusion. This is another one of the bands that I saw at Punks for Palestine in Washington, D.C. These were the opener during the third and final day. This is just a 4-track demo from the band. Seclusion. I spoke a little bit with these guys. Their vocalist is really cool. He, I believe he grew up in the same area that I also grew up in, which is really awesome. These guys are really cool. Classic, kind of hardcore, punky kind of sound. Not too much else to say about it, but they were awesome. I felt like supporting them by grabbing a tape when I was there. Power Games. Power Games. Ooh. There we go. This is like kind of in the vein of like Marietta, or like kind of like that sort of sound of Midwest emo. Really interesting. Olio Bianco, just like a plain regular tape. I think I got this from Milk Crate Merch. This is like an older release that they had sitting around, and I decided to snag a copy of it. They're okay, nothing crazy. Terrifying Girls High School. This is another one I have a rip of up on my channel. Just a plain like white tape. The actual like insert is just this big kind of fold out kind of lyric book and stuff. Really cool. Nothing too much to say about these. They're like kind of a weird mix between like sasscore, post-hardcore, you know, like stuff that I'm not even sure they were able to describe themselves as. Infant Islands. These guys are like a black gaze band. I wasn't super into this when I like first heard and listened to it. I wasn't super into these guys when I like heard and listened to them. This is just like, you know, ambient noise and stuff. As far as I heard, I kind of just like tuned it out after a bit, and I just have it sitting around, and I'm probably gonna trade it or give it away to somebody at some point. Who knows? Got this from like a weird kind of like lot that I got, Terrifying Girls School, and this next one right here, Orwell. These are the guys, I believe, from Braid and like Hey Mercedes and whatnot. Clear tape. I also have a rip of this up on my channel. A lot of it is after, I think side B is a lot of like just instrumentals and stuff. Nothing like crazy, you know. It's okay. Nothing worthwhile. Not worthwhile. Nothing like that stands out too much. Alright, I have no idea how far into that I was before I realized my camera ran out of memory. I have yet to fully listen through it, but it tells a little bit of like a kind of like detective story, I'd say. This is a pre-order because I was just kind of like really fascinated by the concept behind it. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say about this again, unfortunately. Kind of like the other stuff, but I am getting to it, you know? But yeah, that's all my like unsorted part 1 stuff right there. Oh, alright, so this next one's kind of uncategorized. It's mostly stuff I've ripped so far, and stuff that kind of fits into the same category. I'm gonna start with Bear Island, Depart Me From Bear Island's new 3-song demo they put out. They really changed their sound for this. They went from like their weird acoustic kind of emo sound to metalcore, and it's okay. I'm not like a huge fan of the direction, but it's a pretty decent demo. Big fan of them, and you know, as much as I'm not like a huge metalcore person, I can still appreciate this demo. Right. Sans Visage. This right here is really good. These guys are a Japanese screamo band. Awesome. Like, I put them with all these other bands because they're essentially screamo in some way, shape, or form. This is a ZBR release, Sigma Beach Records release, but I decided to group it on its own because I just enjoy it that much. Side A of this is incredibly good. Side B of it's incredibly good. Like, just give this a listen. They're so awesome. Floral Patterns. This is the kind of start of the pile of tapes that I got from this one guy who is like just giving away a bunch of screamo tapes, and I'm like, hey, I'll take them off your hands. He's like, yeah, sure. These guys are screamo. They're no longer together, but they did some decent work. Nice pink tape with like a sticker on one side. And yeah, they have a split with a band that's actually from here, California Cousins who, they changed their name to Cali Cousins, but it's whatever, they're the same band. Awesome side A, side B, you know. The Cali Cousins side is alright, the Swirl Patterns side is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed Sunset Cherry Freeze off of this, the first track on side B. And, you know, Cali Cousins is still together, but, you know, we miss Swirl Patterns. I miss them at least. I'll stop before I get into all my, my stuff about Swirl Patterns. And, I'll move on to Versera. These guys were kind of short-lived. This tape's kind of stuck in here, so I'm trying not to bust the case while I pry it open. These guys are a screamo band from SoCal, like a lot of screamo bands now. This specific variant, though, I'm pretty sure was made by BSDJ in Japan. Yep, see, BSDJ over there in paint. But they're really, it's awesome. The tape quality is, it's a bit lackluster, but, you know, like, what can you really do about it? Oh, I think I might have busted the J card a little bit on that. But, you know, like, what can you really do? It's whatever. They're interesting. But, they broke up after a while, and, you know, it's whatever. But, tape audio, I have the rip of it, and you can kind of tell that the tape's not the best audio quality, but, it's alright. Gonna do this, because this is kind of the same boat. Dim, Feels Like Home. These guys are kind of somewhat popular. But, yeah, again, the tape quality, the tape audio on this is kind of, like, it's not the best. But it's, like, nice kind of, screamo, like, sound that you get from, like, a lot of these SoCal bands, like Swirl Patterns and Versera. Moving on to some, like, the heavier hitting bands that are, like, more well-known. Catalyst. This is a Versus Self Records release, but I got it in the same lot as basically all of these, except those bottom two that I went over first. This is their Untitled, I don't remember the exact name of it. Side A, side B is, like, just black and white. This is the one that has, Is This All That Will Ever Be, you know, like the famous song that has the Superbad sample in it. Really love these guys. Not a huge fan of, like, the new sound they've gone to, but, you know, this, really good. Really big fan. Another big one, Widow Dusk. This is in a weird, like, thin, flexible plastic container. I believe this is from Oliver Glenn Records, I'm not sure. But, they did this nice, pretty, birthday cake splatter, if it'll focus. Okay, there we go. My hand was in the way. They did this nice birthday cake splatter on this. The audio quality is not the greatest, but it's their like demo, not their demo, but like their initial EP that everybody knows them for. Like, it has Knots, it has October 26th and Holding On and all that. Really, really good EP. Very happy I got it on this, like, weird limited tape variant that I have. And speaking of limited, this really niche bedroom screamo scrams project from a friend of mine, Olivia, all the way in Seattle, for everybody I know, or for everyone I know. She made these by hand. They're really, really pretty, like, clear cassettes with, like, a hand-stamped sticker. The whole thing, I'm pretty sure, is, like, hand-stamped. But, it's really awesome bedroom scram stuff. Again, I have a rip of this up on my channel, along with the CD EP, or CD, like, EP kind of demo release. Really, really cool. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. And that's it for the second to last pile of stuff that I have as far as tapes. We're almost there. Alright. We are now down to the last few. This pile right here is all that we have left to go over. These are all the bigger names, stuff that I've like really enjoyed. Starting with I Hate Myself. Their 4 songs EP. This one I have in like a little plastic sleeve that it came in because it is just a piece of printed like recycled paper with the tape in it. And I know everybody loves these guys. I Hate Myself are like really popular. Like one of those like old screamo bands that like everybody wishes would come back and would do stuff again, and you know, it's kind of sad that they're gone, but I'm done messing with that sleeve. It's back in the case. It's off to the side. First Day Back on tape. These guys are really popular. They like blew up. Basic purple tape. These guys are pretty like they really try to replicate that like 90s like classic emo sound that everybody knows and loves. I know a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but like some people have a problem with that, but I think it's okay. I know a lot of people really love them too. They have their vocalist also does like violin and stuff, and it's really interesting. It's fresh in the sense that it's newer and it does more than what other bands do. Lagrimas, plain black case. I believe this is I Am Not Strong Enough for This. Yep, I believe if that'll focus, that says I Am Not Strong Enough for this. Oh well. These guys are really cool. Two-sided, black and white tape. They're awesome. I think they describe themselves as like crust, but they're a really interesting screamo band. Really enjoyed them. Gonna skip those guys. Penwood Road. I Want a Friend. They're German. The tape design is actually really cool. I got this from Oliver Glen Records. It's got some of the art on the like engraved and kind of like pressed onto the cover of it. This whole thing folds out into like a little kind of lyric sheet. Oh, it does not. I am mistaken. I feel dumb now. But yeah, these guys are really cool. I have an upload of them on my channel as well. If I could get this back in. I have an upload of them on my channel as well. And they're pretty cool. They're like a weird, they call themselves like Midwest emo. They're from Leipzig, Germany, I believe. And yeah, they're pretty interesting. Indian Summer. This is one of the only things I've ever gotten from Numero Group. Indian Summer is like self-explanatory. Tape is like just this like regular white side A, side B tape. Cover is like the band, you know, classic Numero Group stuff. Yeah. On tape, these guys are like one of the pioneers of second wave emo. I know a lot of people like them. Not as much as like people like, you know, like for I Hate Myself or whatever, but I personally like, hold them in high regard as like being a really good band. They're like one of my favorites. Other than Clay Birds. I'm gonna start with their demo EP because this is the first thing I uploaded in terms of like tapes. There's a bunch of stuff in here that I don't want to like accidentally unravel, but this is a weird, rare cassette of their demo EP, A Reflection Of. In my opinion, this is a pressing of like their demo EP. In my opinion, like my favorite, like one of the best of all time. Probably like, one of the better things that they've done. And oh look, all the little sheets fell out. These little like they have like little lyric cards in here, little strips of paper that'll probably not focus on camera that well. I'll try. I don't think it will. That's sad. But yeah, these guys are really cool. I really like them. They're like one of my favorite bands of all time. Love this older like demo that they have and their older stuff. This is their newer album. A lot more like polished and clean. If it'll focus again. My camera loves to get out of focus. A lot more polished and clean, as I was just saying. And it's alright. It's not bad. To My Dearly Departed, the second track on this is like probably the one that everybody knows. It's pretty good. Not much to say in comparison to like their demo that I just put over there, but I like them. They're like, again, they're one of my favorite bands of all time. So, I can't give them like any. I can't say anything. I can't say any ill about them. And lastly, we have Page 99. These guys need no introduction. They are one of the most well-known screamo, like, emo violence bands. I don't know how many members they have. It's like, I want to say 9 members to go with Page 99, but they are one of the most well-known bands in terms of, like, screamo, and they're another, like, pioneer in that kind of, like, you know, another pioneer in that kind of sound. And last but not least, I have, I lied. I said that was my last one, but I actually have one more. It's the thing that I have an upload of on my channel. It is a cassette mixtape from my friend. It's just like, you know, has a side A and side B. I think it's like 40 minutes on each side. Really interesting stuff, and I'm like super happy that my friend sent me this, because if it was not for this, I probably would not have like gotten into cassette collecting. Yeah, this is like probably like my secret favorite of all of my tapes, despite it not being like the best audio quality, because it's like vinyl recorded to tape, like directly. Really love all the songs on it. Like, I have it uploaded on my channel. I still have to timestamp it, but I really recommend you guys listen to it. I love it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for like wanting to see my physical media collection and like going through all the way through this video to watch. This is just part 1. I do have all my CDs right beside me that I'm probably gonna have to do a way longer video on, because I have way too many. It's kind of scary. And I also have a lot more to say about them, because I actually listen to my CDs very, very often in comparison to my, like, tapes, which I'll, like, maybe, you know, like, maybe, like, once a week I'll, like, listen to a few of them, but my CDs, I have a lot more to say. So, stay tuned for that, whenever that's uploaded. And yeah, thank you guys again, and I hope you guys take care. Bye!